Hi, everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So, maybe you've already seen this story. I am just seeing it. Let's get into today's video.
This is going to sound crazy, but I don't want my children back. It's not because I don't love them. I love them so much. I love them wholeheartedly. I love them beyond comprehension. But I don't want my children back. And I feel like I had to come over here because you guys are so sweet. And my DMs and my comments giving me reassurance that, oh, they're going to come back. They're going to, everything's going to work out and stuff like that. And I believe you. Like, everything is going to work out. However, I don't want them children back. And it's not because I don't want to take care of them or anything like that. I love taking care of them. I love raising them, but I don't want them back for another set of reasons. One, I don't have a support system. I have been raising these children with no support system. And when I say no support system, I'm not even joking. I don't have an emergency contact. When I take them to the doctor, I don't have an emergency contact. I don't have friends. I don't have family. I don't have, like, I take care of everything by myself. I don't have that. Okay, so that's one. Imagine me, one person, taking care of 3 children by myself with no support system, not even for an emergency contact. That's one. Second, I was manipulated into having my children. I was 9 months pregnant on my 21st birthday, and their dad was 33. Granted, I knew he was 32. I knew he was 12 years older than me when I met him, or at least like in getting to know him, I knew he was 12 years older than me. But at 19 years old, I did not have the mental capacity and understanding to assess and realize that I was being manipulated into having children prior than I wanted to. So it was never my plan to have children at the age of 21. My plan was to finish college and go to law school. And by the time I got my bachelor's degree, my son was 6 months old, and I found myself like putting off law school because I didn't want anybody else to raise him. I was manipulated into having those children. Third, which kind of goes with the second one, is one of the ways that this man manipulated me into having these children was using the whole line that, oh my gosh, he's the only person with his last name, and if he dies, the last name is going to go with him. I don't know why that was enough, but then again, I was extremely naive at the time. I was coming from so much abuse, so much trauma. I didn't know up from down, sky to ground, like whatever. So he was able to use that. And with that being said, I feel like if you want to continue your legacy, if you want to prolong your legacy, then take care of the children. Because over the last however long, this man have not contributed an increment of energy towards the well-being of the boys. Like, no financial support, no physical support, no nothing. But he wanted those children to be able to prolong his legacy. Why would I continue the legacy of a deadbeat? The only, not like, I don't even want to deal with this man, because right now he is on my phone. He's playing on my phone. I don't even know why he's playing on my phone, because like, you have the children. You wanted the children. I took them to you. You have their birth certificate. You have their social. You have them physically. There is no reason why you should be playing on my phone, but you're playing on my phone. Because at the end of the day, it was never about you having the children. It was about you having access to me. It was about you being able to get in contact with me. And I don't have time for that. Because this man is abusive. He's not physically abusive because I beat his ass. I fight back. But he realized early on in the relationship that I had been through a lot, but I wasn't one of those people that went through a lot of stuff and became cold. I went through a lot of stuff and then grew in empathy. So because of that, my ability to empathize have been used as a weapon against me since the time that I met this man. Because one of the ways that he used it in the beginning was to use his mother's death as a way to connect. So I went as far as to even ask, like, because when I say I don't want to deal with this man anymore, like, I've been trying to erase any type of connection that we may have. Of course, I can't erase your children, but anything else I've been trying to erase. I set boundaries. I block him. He find ways to get on my stuff. I, at some point, thought about signing my rights over just so I never had to communicate with this man ever again. And I told the judge that. Because I am not going to change who I am for anybody. I am not going to harden my heart because someone like this want to try to weaponize my empathy or want to try to weaponize the fact that I have compassion. So I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to harden. So I will just remove your access. So yeah, no, I don't want them children back. Like, I love my children. They will never need for anything. But the only way that I will go back to raising my children and in a way that makes sense to me is if one, I never have to interact with this man again. 2, I changed the children's last name.
Yeah, now, I've seen so many different takes and opinions about her situation. Most of the ladies in the comment section are supporting her, but then there are a few people who are like, she should have fought more, she should have done more, she's stupid, and so on and so forth for losing custody of her sons. Mind you, she has 3 kids. Her daughter is still with her, but her sons are with their father, okay? So, personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. Because most of the times what I hear on the internet, especially when it comes to custody battles, most people say, especially the men, they will say boys are better off raised by their fathers, okay? So if, for whatever reason, I don't know why she ended up losing custody of her sons, but she did, okay? And she's like, I don't want them back, he can have them, I've been through all of it, and it's a bit much for me, so yeah, it's okay, I'll keep my daughter, you take the boys. Okay, and people are coming for her. To be honest, I don't understand why people are coming for her. I mean, if the father is safe and he's taking care of them and he's providing for them, what's the problem? Am I missing something? That's all I want to know. Is there something I'm missing in what she said? If their father is safe, he's able to provide for them, he's not abandoned them, he's in their lives and he wants to take on the role of being their father, what's the problem? Let me know. Please let me know. If you see the problem, please let me know. Because honestly, for me personally, I don't see it. I don't see it.
A lady came up on my For You page and she said she lost custody of her kids and she ain't mad about it. She don't even want them back. And once I watched the video, I understood exactly what she meant, and I ain't mad at her. Because what she said was that at 21, she was manipulated by a man to lay down and have all of these babies. And we all know manipulation is real. I know people preach, oh, you should have saw the red flags and this, that, and the other. Sometimes the flags don't come out until after you start having these kids. But he fought her for those children, and he won full custody of the kids, and now he pissed about it. But that's what you asked for, Bookie Butt. You didn't realize it was hard. And then she went to explaining she doesn't have a support system. She has no emergency contact. She is her emergency contact. Could you imagine raising 3 kids and you having nobody to call on when your children are sick, when you are sick? It has to be difficult. So for a man to fight you in court and say, I want my kids, get the kids, and now you mad, make it make sense. She say, I don't want her back, not because I want to go out and party and do this and do that. It's just, this is what you asked for. I don't have no help over here. But because I've disconnected the access that you have from me, you mad. And a lot of these baby daddies, that's all they want. They'll swear up and down, oh, I want my kids and this and that. No, you want to get on my phone and aggravate me. And that's what she said he been doing. He always on her phone, blowing her up, all kind of craziness, because he mad now he got the kids that he asked for. Let's normalize these children going to stay with their damn daddy. Let's normalize letting these daddies be full-time fathers. Because most of the time, it's always the women being stuck. And I hate to use the word stuck when it comes down to children. Because as women, you choose to have your kids. But let's make 2 + 2 = 4. You end up being stuck with them, stuck doing the job 24/7 while they only be doing the job part-time. Send them kids to their damn daddy.
I listened to this lady's story about her losing custody of her kids and her saying she doesn't want to raise them, like doesn't want custody back. And I tried to listen to her story without a judgmental lens, and it was hard for me. I'm not going to sit here and lie, like I'm human. And understood, her saying that she's manipulated by this man, and basically he was using the children as a way to attack her, which a lot of men do. It just is what it is. It's the truth. And I think she has 3 kids. I want to say it's 3 boys. She said the boys. So, but I was listening to it, and I did empathize with her. I understand like that must be a really hard, terrible decision to have to come to terms with, to say, I don't want to raise my children anymore. He wanted the kids. That's what he gets. Like, he can raise them. Like, I love my kids, but he can have them. And even though I empathize with it, and I was like, okay, Alexis, like, are you projecting? Because I did feel for the kids, if this is real, right? Because we don't know what is real, what's fake, we don't know. And I was like, if this is real, I do feel for the kids.
especially being a kid that was in a similar situation, not entirely like that, but something similar where, you know, I didn't really grow up with my immediate parents, and to think about like how much trauma I have to deal with because of that. And then to see her say this video, it was triggering. And I do feel like there's a lot of women having that same sentiment. Like, they're done with the kids. Like, you could raise them, I'm gonna do my own thing. And I think social media has rallied behind that. And in some sentiments, I do understand that. Like, I do get that. Like I'm doing everything I can for these kids. You're a parent too. You need to cut me some slack and do what you need to do. And even though I can't say what was best for her, like she said, she was abused verbally and emotionally by this man. So if this is what's best for her, that's what's best for her. But I always wonder about the kids in this type of situation, because unfortunately they're used as pawns. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure if he was terrible, she probably wouldn't leave them with him. But I can just imagine if they felt like their mom was removed from them or gave them up, even though that may not be what the case is. That's what, as a kid, that's all they see. And how sometimes, especially because she has boys, and how sometimes it's sad, but they put a higher, larger standard onto women, and how they may grow up and probably have mommy issues and put that onto the next woman. But also how that man gets to spin this narrative to their kids about how their mom just said, fuck it, I don't want to be a parent anymore. And that's a part from my childhood, and seeing and hearing those type of stories about how hard motherhood is and co-parenting with a person and just the trials. It really does scare me. Now, again, I know this is social media, so at the end of the day, like, people have to live their life in the real world, and that her story doesn't mean that everybody has a story like that. But for me, it's just something that I do keep in the back of my mind, because I don't foresee myself saying something like that. Like, I lost custody of my kids and I don't give a damn. Like, you know, not, and she didn't say it like that, but just like that sentiment. Maybe I would just fall victim to it because I would have to fight tooth and nail to get my kids back. I don't know. So, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not a mom yet, because I don't know. But I felt, I saw her story and I was just like, damn, I felt sorry for her. But I just feel like, damn, like, how those kids must feel. Like, I don't know. And if they ever will see something like this, like, how would they feel, you know? Would they blame themselves? Like, damn, like, I was born out of this or whatever. And that was just a lot. I was like, wow.
This is going to sound crazy, but I don't want my children back. It's not because I don't love them. I love them so much.
Okay, y'all go back and watch this video. Now, so, for entertainment purposes only, okay? For entertainment purposes only. Y'all go back and listen to this video. This stupid bitch, she lose her kids, right? She have kids at 19. She lose her kids. She don't want her kids. And you got a bunch of dumb hoes in the comment section agreeing with her, talking about take back your womanhood, your freedom, whatever the fuck they saying. What does she mean? She at 19, she was manipulated into having kids. Most men at 19, okay, he was 30 something. A lot of men don't want kids. And a lot of women manipulate men, and they say that they're on birth control and they have kids, ignoring that the men don't want to have kids. I'm not saying all the cases, but a lot of times that's the way it happens. But you got a bunch of you silly, young, airhead ass women talking about y'all don't want kids. She went back to law school. I don't hear anything in her that says, that even implies that she's educated. She does not sound like an educated woman. She does not speak like an educated woman. She talks like a goddamn fool. At high school best, that's what she talks like. And if you're a successful attorney, you went to law school, why are you on TikTok making yourself look stupid, saying that you gave up your kids? That's no flex. What is wrong with you females? And I can't even call you women. You are females. That's it. No, you're no lady. You're no woman. You're just a female. You're just a female. Like, what has happened? Like, none of you girls have any nurturing skills, and y'all wonder why y'all say that y'all not protected. Protect y'all from what? Protect from who? Yourself? Because the only person doing harm to you is you. Like, I'm not making no more videos tonight because I'm so sick of dumb black women on TikTok sounding like some goddamn fools. Now y'all done went from talking about men to this bitch giving up her kids, and she proudly talking about giving up her kids and the deadbeat. Bitch, you deadbeat. You don't have the kids, he have the kids, so how he deadbeat? Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Don't send me no more videos in my inbox talking about listen to these dumb bitches. They dumb. And evidently they've been raised by stupid ass women or mothers. Not I ain't gonna even say raised because they wasn't even raised. They had a bitter mom who instilled all this stupidity in them. Because I mean, where else did they get it from? Because if they grew up in a nurturing, loving environment, they wouldn't be so hateful. How you detach from your kids that you gave birth to? Girl, I had 3. I could not imagine the pain that I went through to have them. All natural birth. No epidural, none of that. I cannot imagine detaching. And my kids are, my son getting ready to be 40, my baby getting ready to be 27, and my daughter's 36. I cannot imagine. But guess what? My kids don't talk stupid. My sons don't disrespect and degrade women, and my daughter doesn't disrespect and degrade men. Okay? Like, what the wrong with y'all? Something is seriously wrong with all of you guys. I don't understand. I don't know. But then again, I was nurturing and loving. My kids saw love. I was loved by a black man. Matter of fact, I've been married twice. I was loved. So, like, well, I've been loved more than 2 times, but I'm just saying I got married 2 times. Anywho, like, I know what it feels like to be loved by a black man. I know what it feels like to have a mom that loves me. I know what it feels like to have a dad that loved me. He wasn't my biological father, but he raised me and he loved me as I was his own. What's wrong with y'all? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, y'all, I mean, y'all talk so stupid. Nobody cook, nobody clean, nobody do nothing. Y'all don't do nothing. What do y'all do? Oh, go get your fake eyelashes, put your foundation on, put your weave on, go get your BBLs, and you drink and you smoke all day and you pop your ass and you think you're doing something. You probably did the right thing giving up your kids, because you know what? Some of y'all not gonna like this, but men raise far better kids than women anyway. Kids tend to turn out much better when there's a single father versus a single mother. So you probably did your kids a service, giving them to their dad, because if they anything like you, they'll be a piece of shit, and they need to sew your mother womb up, because you don't need to have no more with your silly ass.
There's this lady on here who's talking about how she lost custody of her children and she does not want custody back. And honestly, I'm on her side. And just let me cook. Basically, she's talking about how she has no support system. Like, she has no emergency contact when she goes to the hospital for her children or anything like that. She was 19 when she had her first child, and the dude manipulated her into having these children because the fact that he knew that she knew how to empathize very well. So she used the fact that his mother passed away to block her into this empathy type of relationship with this man. It's clear as day he just always wanted access to her, and it was never about the kids. Ever since she had her boys, which are 3 boys, he was not there physically, emotionally, financially, nothing. So I guess the man, since he could not get access to her, would send the police to her house saying, oh, she's abusing the kids, she's doing this, she's doing that, and she ends up losing custody. So now that she gave him custody, it's like, you can have custody. Now he still will not stop bothering her. She talks about how she got her bachelor's degree when her son was only 6 years old, and she wanted to pursue a law degree, but she did not, because she did not want anyone else to take care of her son. Basically, the man only got her pregnant because he wanted to carry on his legacy. That's it. He was not helping out with anything. That was that. She was 19, he was 30. Okay, mind you, like I said, she comes from a very rigid background. Like, she doesn't have any family, her parents, none of that. Like, she's been through a lot, and that's why she's so empathetic. And he learned that early on and used that as a strategy to keep her manipulated. Okay, cool.
She has told the court system, like, I will sign my rights over to have nothing to do with this man. This man has ruined my entire life. I don't want anything to do with this man. I already gave the man the kids' birth certificates, their social securities, everything, and he's still finding a way to antagonize her. My whole thing is this. I wholeheartedly agree with her. Baby, sign the rights on and go live your life. Sign the rights over and go live your life. One thing about these men, they will lay down and have children with anybody and not want to be there financially, emotionally, nor physically. So I feel like more women should start doing this. Literally. She says she loves her kids dearly and she loves taking care of them. She loves raising them. But since it's so hard being connected and tied to this man, it's so hard because she has these kids and she's so tied and connected to this man because of these kids. She doesn't want to do the shit no more. And honestly, I applaud her. And like I said, I think more women should start doing this. Period. Like, the problem with these men nowadays, they literally just want to carry on a legacy. They just want access to a woman permanently. And I feel like a lot of women are falling into this trap nowadays, and it's time that we stand up. And once you find out that you're being manipulated, the man isn't doing nothing physically, emotionally, or even financially, girl, sign them rights over and get that man all them kids. Make him step up to what the hell he wanted. Because like she said, she did not want kids. She didn't plan on having kids. None of that. That man trapped her into this situation. So if you're in this situation, baby, don't feel bad for you not wanting custody of your kids anymore. Do not feel bad for wanting to give all rights over to the father, because he can most definitely take care of his children. And that's just how I feel.
This is going to sound crazy, but I don't want my children back. It's not because I don't love them. I love them so.
The amazing part of that video is how many women are in her comments rooting her on. Y'all would call that man that did something like that a deadbeat father. She's nothing different.
It's giving me reassurance that,
to hear this come from a mother is so sad. My mother raised 3 boys by herself while putting herself in nursing school, and she gave it her all. And then she did a pretty good job with me and my brothers. My oldest brother is a nurse. I was a nurse and then I went back to school, and now I'm a nurse practitioner. And then my youngest brother is a truck driver, and he also has a welding certificate. And it is so disheartening to hear a mother say she don't want her kids back. When kids are young, they don't understand. They're going to probably cry themselves to sleep and say, where is mommy? Why doesn't she want me? Did I do something wrong? And that is the saddest thing that I can ever think of. And I don't understand why people take bringing children into this world for granted, because it's the most beautiful experience if you do it right, because they didn't ask to be here. And it's our jobs to make them feel comfortable in an uncomfortable world.
Well, honestly, to each his own. Okay, you may disagree with her, but at the end of the day, she's the one walking in those shoes. Okay, so whatever decision she has decided to take, or whatever road she's decided to take, honestly, I feel like is in both their children's best interest and her best interest as well. For some mothers, it's a no-no. And usually it's because their dads are not that great. They can't trust their children with their fathers. And that is also a thing. And I understand, because not all fathers are okay. And even sometimes the ones that seem okay are not okay still. So I do understand that part and why some women will feel that way towards her. But at the end of the day, sometimes you need to understand certain things. So you are not the one in the situation. She is the one in the situation. She's the one going through it. She's the one walking in those shoes. So if she's saying, do you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm tired of it. You know, if he wants them, he can have them, and so on and so forth. Can we give her grace, and see how this plays out, instead of blaming? And as for all the men who are saying, oh, my mom did it, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's your mom. I hate it when they say that, oh, my mom did. That guy who's talking about how there were 3 boys and so on and so on, and the mom worked 2 to 3 jobs and so on and so on. That's your mom. Okay? That's your mom. But she can't do it, and that's also fine. The fact that your mom went through the struggle, she raised 5 of you, 3 of you, 1 of you all by herself with no help, with no support, whatever. It's your mom. Okay, it's your mom. We are all not built the same. All right, we are all not built the same. A lot of people can go through this. They will fight for it. They will do whatever. And others are like, you know what? You can have them. And that's also fine, because what this proves is there are so many options. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to go through it alone. If their father is there, if he's sane, if he's sound, if he's willing, let him have a day. Okay? Let him have a me. I'll always support that. If the fathers are in the lives of their children and they insist on getting full custody, please be the weekend parent. You know, give yourself some time. You don't have to carry everything on your shoulder just to prove that you are a great mom. You know, sometimes getting that time will make you the better mother for your children. Okay? And don't let people force you into feeling like, oh, you are not doing a good job because their father have them. What? Because if the roles were reversed, they are not going to do the same when it comes to the fathers. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here and I'll see you again in another video. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.